Are we live? Yes, we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's your old pal, Ari, here again, and man oh man, has it been a while since I last been on here. I think it's been, come to think of it, I think it's been like over 2 months since I last been on here, actually. I decided, after, a few weeks of like occasionally just checking the app and just kind of, checking what's, in the news feed and all that stuff, I figured I would just finally come back on here and say something and, kind of make a bit of a return here, I guess you could say. So if you've been following me on here for, the past few months, you probably know that at one point I was very consistent on here. I was consistently posting, on this profile. I was, posting all about, business advice. I was doing like these inspirational stuff. I was doing these live videos, and I was very consistent on here from like I want to say like September up until like last February, and then after that I just kind of stopped posting for a while, and I just kind of just took a unannounced hiatus. I see 2 people are tuning in. What's up, Laura? It's been a while since I've been on here. What's up, David? Glad you're back. Oh yeah, it definitely feels good to be back. It's certainly been a while since I last been on here, but anyways, yeah, I was posting for quite a while, and hit me up. I have something for you. I'll send you a message right after I finish this live stream. But lately I've been getting quite a few messages from a few of you guys asking, where have you been? Why haven't you been posting anything recently? What's up? What are you up to? And I figured I would finally just come back and I've had no idea when was the last time I did live. You mean when you did a live or when I did a live? I think the last time I did a live was actually like on my I know how you feel. Anyways, yeah. I'm just gonna say right off the bat, I don't have a script or anything for this video. I literally just kind of decided to just kind of go live and just kind of go with it. But I figured I would talk about the importance of re-strategizing when things don't work out initially, or when plan A doesn't work, there's always a plan B, or something like that. And also I feel like it'll pretty much kind of go along with why I haven't been active on here as of late. So in this I'll likely be bam. I like that. Okay, so yeah, in this I'll probably be saying some things that I've never said. I'll be like as honest as I've ever been on here, and I feel like it's in a way, I kind of feel like I need to kind of talk about this a bit. But last September I started really posting very frequently and very consistent on here. And the reason I even started this Facebook profile, the reason I started posting consistently, is because I really wanted to grow my brand. I'm not really much of a social media person outside of for business purposes. I really wanted to grow my network marketing business, which it was what I was really focusing on at the time. And I figured that instead of just going the traditional route of talking to people one-on-one and trying to sell someone on just pitching a link or something, I was getting kind of sick of that. So I decided that I would start posting consistently on here, and I would start doing these videos. I would start putting value out there, and I did that for quite a while. I want to say a few months, maybe like 4 or 5, maybe 6 months if I remember. But I was doing that for quite a while, and it was it was something that I started to really get in the habit of. And obviously I wasn't that great when I first started. Obviously, I'm sure if I look back on my first video, it was probably very, very cringy maybe. But over time, as I continued doing this, I slowly got better. But after a while, I started to really look at for one, the amount of time that I was really putting into posting content was like, it was like pretty much like my main focus. To be completely honest, I was like putting all my time into posting content and all that, and I was also growing like a Facebook fan page. But I'm gonna be completely honest here, and this is something that I've like never shared on here previously. I'm gonna be completely honest here. Despite everything that I've been putting out here and doing all these videos on, I was really focusing on like trying to like position myself as a leader in the industry, and really focusing on building up that following. But to be 100% honest, I oftentimes when I was off camera, when I would finish doing one of these videos and I would just work on other business related things, I often felt very confused. I'm going to be completely honest right there. I often felt very confused. I didn't really have a clear direction of like what I had like a decent understanding of like what I was supposed to do. Like, I was building up a Facebook fan page. I was learning all about advertising. I was, posting content consistently, and I was really focusing on, building my brand and building my following. But, I was consistent for quite a few months, and, I still just wasn't really getting the results that I was initially looking for. And this is me being like, totally transparent, like probably as transparent as I've ever been here. And, I feel like in a way, like I want to start being a bit more transparent on these videos. I don't want to just be like, putting on some sort of character where, I'm like acting as if, like I know like all this stuff. And then, then all of a sudden when I, end the videos and all that, I'm just kind of like, okay, now, let's see, what do I do here? And then I gotta, learn all that stuff. I mean, you know what I mean, right? So I want to start, having this as more of a kind of like a vlogging type of thing, where not only am I, sharing advice and, putting out, valuable content, I want to keep doing that, but I also want to really focus on, also like sharing, my milestones as I reach them, because I feel like that is something that, would really inspire a lot of people, especially if you are completely new and maybe you aren't getting the results you wanted. Obviously, if someone like myself can go after something and really get and start getting achievable results, I feel like that is something that I'd really like to start sharing, and I feel like in a way I would feel much more genuine doing that than just kind of like pretending to be like a complete expert, when I really aren't, when I'm really not getting those results at the time, if I'm not profiting like a whole bunch and and all that stuff, I feel like it'd be much better. I'd feel more genuine doing that. So after quite a few months of being consistent, I decided it's time to change things up a bit, and I decided that I was going to start learning a different approach to growing my business, and not just fully relying on one particular platform like Facebook to grow my business, because Facebook is great for growing your business and learning how to advertise on Facebook. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things you could do with Facebook ads, but for me personally, I felt like there was just too much to learn when it comes to Facebook ads, and I wanted to start learning about maybe other strategies that I could learn about as well. David, I'm going to read your comment here. Good. We are all going through growth, brother. Thank you for your transparency. You don't need to be an expert to grow a following. Yeah, I absolutely agree there. And yeah, I really that is something that I really want to focus on more, is being more transparent and not like, pretending to be like, like an expert at everything. But, I feel like it's in a way better, if you are just starting out, it's good to, show your growth as you are, going along on your journey. And yeah, I feel like it's just, I feel more genuine personally doing it that way. But yeah, I decided to change things up a bit, and I eventually found this new mentorship program that I joined. And I'm not. Let me just say this right off the bat. I'm not here to pitch anything. I'm not here to say, "Oh, I just joined this new thing." Click the link in the comment and join my new thing now. I don't want to. I don't want to be doing that because I was technically kind of doing that before when I was doing these videos. At the end I would say, "Oh, if you want to learn more about blah blah blah, that you could just go there and if you want to learn more about what it is that I'm currently going through, if you're curious enough to know more about that, you can, of course, message me, and I'll always be open to sharing what it is that I'm currently going through and learning. But I want to have this as more of me just kind of putting value out there and really also sharing my my growth as I go along. So I decided to go in a bit of a different direction, and that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm giving up on my dream, my entrepreneurial dream that I started going for. It just means that I was really just looking to change up. Okay, I'm still live. I got like a call from a random number, but I'm still here. That's good. So I decided to go a different a bit of a different path, and I started learning more about really learning about how to start marketing anything online. Good for you, man. That means you have grown. You never fail when you learn from the struggle. That is absolutely true. So basically the topic that I wanted to really talk about is when plan A doesn't work, there is always a plan B to achieving whatever dream it is you're going for. And basically that's kind of that kind of goes into why I haven't been as active on here lately, is because I've really been focusing more of my attention not just on creating content like this, but I wanted to start learning about what's what's up, Jason? What's up, man? He's back. I'm certainly back. What I should have done is when I first started, I should have started with like some sort of like song or something and be like, I'm back, something like that. I feel like that would have been a funny way to like make a bit of a return. But yeah, I decided to start learning more about other ways of really growing my business and other ways of traffic and conversions and all that stuff. And that's something that I've always wanted to learn more about and really master at, because I feel like those skills are really important when it comes to creating the life you want. If you want to learn how to live that entrepreneurial lifestyle, traffic and conversions are really the two things that you gotta really get good at. Because those are the what I call the what many of us call the high income skills, where if you can get good at that, you could pretty much succeed in whatever it is that you are promoting, or whatever product you have, or whatever. I used to think that if I have a certain product to promote, that if I just show that to enough people, that alone would allow me to get sales or whatever. But that's just not the case, because there's plenty of other people promoting the same exact thing, and if you aren't putting out value out there, if you aren't learning how to brand yourself and all that, and really position yourself as an expert, then it's kind of hard to really stand out from the crowd. You can't just expect to shove a product down people's throats and just kind of hope they buy. That's really not the way to do it. But yeah, I've been learning more about that, and really the moral of the basically the topic that I was talking about is when plan A doesn't work, there is always a plan B. You never want to give up on your dream if it's something that you truly want. You can continue to go for it, but if you are taking a specific approach, which in my case I was pretty much focusing all of my time on creating content, and while that was good in a way for me to put myself out there and get out of my comfort zone, it just wasn't really doing it for me in terms of the actual results. So that's why I haven't been active on here. But now that I'm officially back, I want to start being on here more consistently. I want to start putting out valuable content, and I feel like this will be the start of the second coming, I guess you could say, where I'll just be putting out valuable content, more business advice, inspirational stuff every now and then, and of course, also sharing my what is it? I'm kind of like, it's been a while since I done this, so I'm kind of like, I kind of like lose track of like what I'm saying at times, but also sharing my the things like I achieve as I progress through my journey, things that I overcome. But yeah, that's really that's pretty much everything that I have to say on here. But it's great to be back. It's great to see a lot of familiar faces watching again. Yeah, I've been getting quite a few messages lately. I want to see if there's any other comments that I could go through. Let's see, David, you also had another comment. I just did a live on how to inspire people online. I think you would like it. It's right in line with what you are saying about vulnerability. Yeah, I'll definitely be sure to check that out right after I finish this. Let's see what else. Adjust and change, never give up. That sucks. So what's up, Laura? I have no idea when the last time I did a live. Oh yeah, I think it's been a while since I last seen you on a Facebook Live. But yeah, it's cool to see you here again. Quite a lot of people watching here, a lot of familiar faces. But I think that pretty much covers the topic. Is that the reason I haven't been active on here as of late is really just because I wanted to start focusing my attention not just on creating content, but I wanted to start learning more skills. And I feel like if you are really looking to grow a successful business, online, it's important that you don't just rely on one thing. You don't just, do one thing over and over again. And, I mean, it is important to be consistent, but, after a while, it's important that if you aren't getting the results that you desired from your consistent efforts, maybe it's time to change up the strategy. That doesn't mean you give up, but it just means that you change up your approach. But anyways, that's really the message I wanted to put out there. I really look forward to being on here more often in the future. And yeah, good to see you guys again, and take care.